Welcome back, disc golf fans, to the back nine coverage of round two of the 2021 Texas State Disc Golf Championships presented by Latitude 64. I am Brian Earhart, joined here yet again by Nathan Queen. What is up, Nathan? We are watching a phenomenal round right now.
Yeah, this has been great to watch. I'm excited to watch the back nine. We've got the hardest par four on the course coming up, and some good scores that people are looking to keep going.
Ricky Wysocki looks dialed in right now. Matt Orum not far behind him at 4 under through the front nine. Matt Bell having a bit of a roller coaster, but 4 birdies. So we will see, and James Conrad just keeping afloat right now. We will see what happens on the back nine. It's a little bit more scoreable, but we do start out with one of the tougher holes in the course.
Yeah, tougher too, really, with 10 and 11. We've got hole 10, 681-foot par 4. This is the gap that you can go through to attack. Attacking shots will most likely be a righty sidearm out of these guys where you want to land around that tree just before the FPO basket that you saw. Then they'll be throwing another forehand shot down this gap, down the hill, and want to skip up to the right just a bit, tap in an easy birdie.
And it looks like Matteo is going for that layup gap. And that's got to sit down, though.
And a pretty good sit. He's still right on the edge. There is a small gap off to the right side where he could possibly still throw an attack shot from there, but it will be pretty hard to reach. Matt Bell, however, has thrown a fantastic drive and put it right up where you want to be at. And
the best part about it, if you execute that righty backhand well, you prevent this result from happening. You hit the gap with the forehand, but you skip into a place where you can't get a birdie. James following, oh no.
Just a bit inside, catches the last corner tree, and he will be scrambling to try to save his par now.
And he was trying to put himself into a better spot. Now he's got to really pump one down there to get that par, and we will see if that's possible.
Yeah, it seems like bogey at best here out of James, and it's not getting... Okay, well that was pretty sneaky there. He gets on down the hill a little bit. He should be able to pitch up from over there as long as he didn't get in too much of a tricky lie.
And here's Matteo. He played the layup off to the right side, and he might actually have something.
Yeah, there's kind of a hyzer stand-up line over on that right side. I don't think he stood it up as much as he was wanting to, but still a great shot from where he was at. He's got a long look for the birdie if he wants to run it, but he might be okay just getting a par here.
Beautiful patent pending from Ricky. Kind of got caught up in the breeze a little bit, but he's going to be pin high. He's going to have a pretty easy up and down for a par, potentially a putt for a birdie.
Yeah, out of Ricky, he's going to be running that one.
And just a gunslinger sidearm from Matt Bell. That came screaming out of his hand.
Yeah, it gets a little high and touches a little bit of branches, but he still gets down there, and that is in Matt Bell range.
Yes. This is for James's par.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to give this a go. This isn't a layup stance here. And just a bit floaty. He needed a little more drive on that rather than nose up, and it floats off to the left. Matteo looked like he's got a hyzer putt and hyzer putt.
He's trying to float that in. I think it was a good play to prevent, again, like that slide from the pine straw. And Ricky did have a look. He is going to push it out to about 18 feet. Should be no problem. And here's Matt Bell for the lone birdie of the card.
Went just high enough. Great birdie out of him. As we said, this is the toughest par 4, playing at 4.28. And Bell able to pick up some strokes on folks there.
Yeah, and that backhand line off the tee is not easy. Low ceiling, sloped fairway, and he played it perfectly. James, unfortunately, is going to have to tap in a bogey here. Just a little bit of a quiet round from him.
And Ricky, 3 pars in a row. You can see he's ready to get to attacking again.
And with how beat down he looked at the beginning of when he got limes, it's really refreshing to see him come out with so much energy. And he took a route to combat the limes that is much more disciplined and strict. Awesome to see him back out here playing this way. Hole 11, par 3. This is such a challenging shape, Nathan.
Yeah, 336 feet. That was the FPO basket. You see us take this very hard right to go to our basket over here. And Matt, that's kind of the right flight that you want, but he did release early. You want to push a hyzer still going straight. You want your disc to be on a hyzer going straight.
This looks good.
Low force over skipper.
Oh, and he got it.
Yeah, he gets up there inside the circle, which is great on this hole. You don't see him closer too often.
There's a sleeper tree right behind that last one on the
and that's
right side.
That's what I was talking about with you're wanting it to push straight.
James going roller. And this actually looks like it potentially got through.
Yeah, I couldn't quite tell. It caught some vines up there, but that's a pretty wild play to go for off of the tee.
I'm guessing he practiced the hole a million times and just couldn't get anything up there. And yeah, he's going to be able to get up and down for a birdie or a par at least.
Yeah, he got up there far enough. He's not too much work to do. Matt Bell trying to give it a run just a second ago still. Ricky, I'm sure, will as well. This is dropping a bit too fast to go in, though.
And here's Matty O after a phenomenal sidearm skip. That's a great birdie.
Great too there.
Not too many birdies in this hole. Lots of threes we were seeing, average of 3.14. But that textbook birdie is not common to see here. James is going to tap in his par as well. And Ricky slowing down a little bit. Still hasn't taken a bogey, I believe. So he has room.
Yeah, Matty O pushing back. Only 1 stroke back of Ricky now.
And as you can see, Ricky is tied for second place. So he's got to make a bit of a push to take that lead. Moving into number 12. Par 4, we have OB fence all down the right side. So any skip shots need to be controlled. A straight pushing shot that eventually bends around the corner is what you want here. Matty O opting for the backhand. Oh. Air bouncing a driver.
Yeah, and if this can... It skips off to the left just a bit, but he might have gotten far enough to have this inside gap. Or there's an early gap that the lefty or a righty forehand could play down if you land in the right spot.
Matt has crushed his drive. That is a perfect spot to be.
Yeah, and he's got those stable mid-ranges that he throws. He may go with one of those, and that is a really unfortunate kick from out of Ricky there. It looks like he does stay in bounds. And with it being a shorter hole and the distance that he has, he'll still be able to attack for birdie from there if he can get something to skip far enough to the left.
Oh, and that's not good for James. Ricky going hard, skip shot, full commitment, and he's got a circle 2 look. That is a phenomenal second shot.
Yeah, pinched up, no run up, and still able to get up there for a look. James having to go forehand roller again. Looks to... Wow. What an incredible shot. He's up there around circle's edge as well. Matt Bell showing him how you're supposed to do it, though.
Matt Bell dreams of skip shots in his sleep. I'm not surprised that he executed that well.
Yeah, the way that his swing through goes, that's just kind of what his release would be, as it skips off to the left like that very hard. And Ricky knew it out of the hand, starting to walk it down. Great birdie from him after a pretty unfortunate little tree kick he got there.
Yeah, one of the best scramblers in probably the game's history, showing off why he is so good. Being able to get up and down from really tough spots helps you out on Dogwood for sure.
Matteo about 40 feet here, looking to follow up Ricky's good putt. And he
weak
does.
Side.
Just a bit left side, pushes to the back side of the cage, but still holds it in. We've got a chance here for a star frame.
Oh, that is an incredible star frame on this hole.
Yeah, James with the forehand roller from way out of position. Gets it all the way up to the green, gets the putt in there. Matt Bell showing him what you're supposed to do, making it look a little less exciting. However, that's what you want.
That is a textbook birdie from Matt.
The pig is just the disc for me. From the top of the disc all the way to the bottom of the flight plate, I have 100% control of what this disc does. Thumb track's gonna give me consistency and the confidence to hit that angle a little bit better. I can throw sidearm, feel comfortable. I can throw backhand, feel comfortable. High pressure upshot, I'm reaching for the pig. It's the upshot disc.
So moving on to hole 13, 519 feet, I'm going to make a not very bold prediction and say we'll see another star frame here. This is the easiest hole on the course, playing at 3.4 over a half stroke under par.
I will make a slightly bolder prediction that we might see a circle 2 look for an eagle here. And as I say that, Matt Bell throws a little bit low.
Matteo, I think it still
yes.
I think it still did get a pretty good skip forward, and with it only being 519 feet, he's over half of the way there.
Matt Bell looks like he's going cut roller. Thank you, Matt Bell.
Yeah, this could definitely turn into that circle 2 look you're talking about.
That's got to miss some trees.
Oh, and I think that has gone out of bounds, which ruins my prediction of star frame.
There is the throw-in.
Matt Bell is the throw-in champ.
See if Ricky has enough power to get one down there.
And he gets a good rip on this, a little high. That is not a good kick.
Oh, no.
And he is kicked way out of bounds. What a terrible, terrible reaction off of that tree.
James hammering one down the fairway. If that skips, oh, so close to getting that outside edge on the ground. Ooh, the dog heckler. Right as Matteo threw.
Matteo must like dogs, though. That's a good shot from him there. Okay, so Matt Bell may have stayed in bounds. Just going forehand roller. Catches a little bit of a tree and is still rolling. That's a pretty tough look for birdie or par if he went out, but pretty good recovery shot there.
Ricky just going pig. Yeah.
And I've learned that I probably shouldn't predict things here.
You know, I have seen a lot of birdies on this hole, and to watch 2 discs from our chase card go out of bounds, that is a pretty rare occurrence. A couple of rough misfires, and we still don't know if Matt Bell's went out of bounds. It looked like it clearly did, but we didn't see any markers for him.
He's trying to dial in this long circle 2 through the gap. Didn't even go for the hyzer, and he gets the unfortunate skip off of the top. That ditch back there is not OB, but there is some stuff in there to keep you from having a clean putt.
And I believe that was a birdie putt for James.
Yeah, missing off to the left side. And Matt Bell struggling a little bit on the hole after that misrelease off of the tee. Not quite right on the green either. Matty-O taking advantage and getting the birdie, though.
The lone birdie on the card.
Yeah, this is pretty strange to see.
Yeah, this is one where you lose strokes if you're not getting a 3.
And we've got at least a bogey here from Matt Bell. If he has gone out of bounds, this could be a double bogey.
And as we tap out here, we're going to move into number 14, another one of those short, technical par 4s. You're throwing an approach to a landing zone, and you're, again, throwing another approach shot down this tight corridor, downhill, pine straw green. You got to land it soft here.
Yeah, anything too strong on your second shot, just trying to, if you try to force something through the gap, then it's very easy to push long and not have much of a putt. Matty-O with a really cool high turnover release there and just catches one of the last trees. He may still have an opportunity to get down the gap, but it'll be pretty tough.
Yes, I've been waiting to see someone take this huge Anheuser stall over the top.
Hit late.
And I think he's up there.
Yeah, pretty hard to tell. That can turn out good, or it can end up pretty deep in that stuff on the right side.
James just not quite pure with his shots today. A little bit off.
And this looks pretty good from Matt, but it's still catching something as well. This is one of those blind corners where once you get around the corner, you can't really tell what you're trying to get to.
Forehand roller again out of James's hand, and he doesn't have much he can do there. He's going to get up and down for a par.
Come on, baby.
And that's about the same as the tee shot that he threw. And he hits the gap to get down the hill, but doesn't quite have enough ride on it to miss those trees on the left side of the fairway.
This looks good from Matt. Just short, but he does have a birdie look.
James forehand roller getting him far enough up there where he can just kind of pitch up and get a pretty easy par there. And Ricky did get up there pretty well off of that high aggressive turnover shot and is able to just kind of pitch up for his birdie. Matty-O running it. Just a bit right side. He's been putting well, should be able to clean up that par.
I've never seen so many sub 500-foot par 4s give these players so much trouble.
Yeah, just as soon as you're early or off the fairway in any direction, it's just such a scramble to get up there. The more shots you have, the better chance you'll have of getting out of the woods.
And Matty-O is going to tap in his par. And Ricky with just a stress-free birdie.
Yeah, that's a great play.
If you want future content, be sure to check out my channel, Ricky Saki by Wysocki on YouTube, and I'm going to be posting all kinds of new footage, new content throughout the year. Thanks for watching.
Moving on to hole 15, another one of the easier par 3s, but it is a pretty specific angle that you have to hit throwing downhill off of this tee. 291 feet, probably plays about 270. And you want to kind of push a putter forward and then have it turn right and flatten, which Ricky has done, and it just flashes the chains there.
Wow!
That was really close.
That might have exploded the basket if he hit the chains.
And this just has to miss that little tree, and it does. He's over there just beside Ricky. Great example of the type of flight you want to see on this hole.
Another shot that James is very solid at.
And this is turned a little earlier than you would typically want, but apparently not. He's done it. He's done it just right. And 4 phenomenal shots out of the card here. Matt Bell controlling the distance the best, getting it pushing straight, flattening out.
No problem. Pulls the MJ and looks down at his mini before he even makes the putt. That's a birdie for Matty O. And there's 2 in a row for Ricky. He is in sole first place right now, playing very solid.
Yeah, and it looks like we're going to have the star frame I was wanting to see a couple holes ago here. Which is kind of what you want on this hole. Probably not what you'll see from all the cards, but one of the easier holes to be able to star frame.
Matt Bell cashes in his birdie as well.
Yeah, so one of the easier par 3s here, moving on to one of the, in my opinion, tougher par 3s.
Absolutely.
The PDGA has ignited the passions of professional and amateur members, paving the way for generation after generation of diehard players. Disc golf isn't just your passion, it's ours too.
Moving into number 16, 348 feet. Like Nathan said, very specific. You have this grouping of trees on the right, grouping of trees on the left, making the shot a little left to right.
And this looks just a bit too left out of Ricky. He needed that disc to drift off to the right. Should have a fairly easy par from there. This is drifting just too much right out of Matty O. Like we were saying, just so specific. Once you get to the top of that hill, the ground kind of changes the disc's flight just slightly, and you have to catch that drift at just the right time.
James also makes the same mistake. Let's see if Matt can make a correction. It's moving. Yeah, it's so tough to get up there. Because you're not throwing a turnover. That's the trick. You're actually having to throw something that's flattening and flexing out as it's going right, which is pretty tough to do.
Yeah, and we're seeing just a bunch of little pitch ups here. This one,
that was definitely not a pitch up.
That was not
Matt.
a pitch up, Matt Bell. That's always running it for Matt Bell. This is a tricky fast green. It doesn't look like it would be that fast, but it is slightly downhill. So if you get any type of crazy action off of that basket, it can get away from you in a hurry.
And this is going to be just a bunch of pars from our card.
Which makes total sense as this hole averaged at a 3.
Yeah, it was a 3.01. And I think it's one of the best par 3s in the course. I think it's a high level, professional level shot.
Yeah, you have to hit the line to be rewarded with the birdie. And hole 17 here, 555 feet. You see the drone flying down. You most likely will want to travel to the left of those 2 trees you saw and just kind of skip up around. Or there's also an aggressive hyzer flip or kind of force over high shot here.
It looks like Ricky definitely wants that.
And if this holds it, he's going to get way down there. But it does look like it's come out a bit early. And I haven't actually been over there, but it looks like it's a pretty obstructed look.
Matty-O going low route, and he's up there, but he's going to have a challenging upshot to the basket. He's pretty far back, and I knew James was going to try this, but this does not look like it has enough.
No, this is coming out left as well. And it looks like he's going to be shorter than Ricky also. We'll see what he ends up with over there.
And Matt Bell has got the turn on it. This looks really good.
Yeah, if this can fall down right.
Oh, no.
Oh, and he's ended up in that thick tree there. Matty-O likes it out of his hand. He has pured it down the fairway and has a 15, 20-footer.
This is James's, I believe, 4th forehand roller of the round.
He threw that backwards to start. He was in such a rough position. He's absolutely just playing out.
And Matt putting himself to circle 2, I believe.
Ricky also having to go high forehand and lands just outside of the circle. He'll have a pretty scary look for his birdie there. James playing it well from where he was at. Going to be able to get his par.
This is for a big birdie for Matt Bell. OB behind the basket.
And there it is. We've been seeing that putt drop just a little bit low. He knew he needed to make this one or he's going to suffer another stroke from that OB right behind the basket. Great putt out of Matt.
And Ricky missing high, taking a par.
Giving Matty-O the chance to tie him up here. 16 under going into hole 18.
What a battle we've had so far. This is incredible to watch. 2 players just playing so solid back and forth.
Yeah, and hole 18, a really good finishing hole.
Absolutely, especially coming down the stretch. 351 feet, very uphill, low ceiling, protecting the basket. OB in the middle with that fencing. You have to throw a low bullet.
And here's that rain that we were talking about. It has just popped up for the last hole.
And Matty-O has put his a little short. He will be able to easily get up and down. And Matt's put a pretty good move on this.
Yeah, he gets up there good. Those trees are right around circle's edge. He's looking to be just outside.
And Ricky's thrown the flex that you want.
Fantastic.
And that's up there. James going volt, I believe.
And catching a little bit early, going off to the right, but a good kick back towards the middle. Oh, and he was trying to put that one in. Good run from him. Matt Bell, 40 feet or so here. Maybe a bit further, actually. And cashes it 2 in a row from circle 2 to finish his round.
I need to make a note here. As we watch this happen yet again, he was perfect in round 1 from circle 2. 2 60-footers and 2 50-footers. This guy is incredible. And this is a skill that's so challenging to master. Circle 2 putting is not easy.
Yeah. Good finish for Matt Bell there. Ricky hitting his putt as well to put him at 17 under.
And this puts pressure on Matty-O.
Yeah, it looks like he's about 38 feet. Looking to hit this putt to tie Ricky at 17 under.
Oh, what a round. What a round from Matty-O. So many of those shallow circle 2 jumpers.
And 3 birdies here on hole 18 is a great way for this chase card to finish. Pushing to the last day on moving day, we had 2 people make a really good move on the lead.
And after Ricky and Matty-O jumped to double digits on this super challenging course, 1070 rated golf, they are going to be our leaders of the tournament. They're going to join Chris Dickerson and Casey White on the lead card going into the final day, and we have a lot of big names ready to make a charge.
Yeah, first national tour of the year, and all the pros are here.
Make sure to subscribe to Gatekeeper Media on YouTube. And again, I'm Brian Earhart. He's Nathan Queen. We are signing off.
We'll see you guys out there.